Hey, welcome to my channel. Uh, I'm going to bring this up very quickly because I talked about it very briefly yesterday about the fact that Saquon going to the Giants and how the Giants need to basically do whatever they need to do. Um, as a result of him signing, there were a lot of trades, a lot of signings and trades yesterday, which was a surprise, and I'll probably go into another video about that. But I just want to discuss about the Saquon signing with Philadelphia, but the ramifications of it as well too. What happened afterwards? So there was on SNY, the SNY network and radio, basically, or podcast, however you want to call it, when they talked about Saquon signing Tiki Barber. If you see the video, if you never saw the video, it would be a different story. But if you see the video, you can see that the guy was talking tongue in cheek about Saquon Barkley going to the Philadelphia Eagles as a Giants alumnus, basically. Even us Giants fans are like, "What's it to Saquon? It to Saquon?" Honestly, I'll be honest. Saquon had every right to go to whatever other team outside of the Giants because, I'm not faulting for him for that because the Giants did him wrong, quite honestly. Specifically, when they gave him the franchise tag and they overpaid Daniel Jones. Again, Daniel Jones hater. Yeah, and I always will be until he proves me otherwise. I hope he proves me otherwise, but it's not happening. We know that for a fact, and I think everyone's starting to see that now. But in any case, Saquon pretty much kept the Giants in play pretty much day in, day out when he was on the field. Now, the thing that comes down to is this is like there might be some history between Tiki Barber and Saquon. I'm not entirely sure. It's possible. But in reality is if there isn't, then Saquon didn't really have to go off on Tiki like that per se. He had every right to go off on the Giants organization, and he had every right to like, well, at least I got my guaranteed money. So if people are going to hate me for that, fine, and we can blame the Giants organization for that. But it's hard to determine if there's any bad blood or bad history between Saquon and Tiki. Because let's be honest, I'm not a huge Tiki Barber fan. The way he left the Giants, honestly, because he retired the year before the Giants won their Super Bowl with Eli Manning, and the fact that he was criticizing the Giants and more specifically criticizing Eli Manning, they went out and showed him like, hey, we can do this without you, and they did, and that was great. But I think Tiki eventually had to eat crow, knowing full well what he had said was incorrect. And when he tried to make a comeback, he knew that was never going to happen. So hence, boom. And the fact is, his twin brother Rondé already had a Super Bowl ring or two, I think. Well, one for sure. He doesn't, so that's on him basically. But in any case, it comes down to this: is this going to get overblown? Possibly, it might get overblown. Do I see that happening? No, I think it's going to be downplayed even more because I don't think the Giants are done as of now with what they're doing. Look for more trades. Look for more signings. The fact that they got two offensive linemen that they signed for yesterday was great. The Burns trade, I'll go more into this. I don't think the Giants stole from the Carolina Panthers or got a steal. It's more of like the fact that the Carolina Panthers could have gotten more out of LA a year ago. The fact that the Giants didn't have to give up as much, like a couple of first round picks. But my fear is Carolina might know, the Panthers organization might know something about Burns that the Giants don't know, and we might see it happen. Because when the Giants got signed Leonard Williams, he didn't live up to his end of the bargain, put it that way. So my fear is that's what's going to happen with Burns, but we'll see what happens. As far as in relation to the Giants, as far as in relation to the running back situation, honestly, I think it comes down to this. If they build a defense and can hold off for a good 5 to 7 years with this defense and become, top 3, they could probably get another quarterback down the line or get someone in the draft, but they'll also have to get some running backs and some wide receivers. If they can build that offensive line and have that offensive line stabilized for a good 10 years, I think that helps out in the long term too. But again, it comes down to how they build. But again, the Saquon Barkley signing to Philadelphia, I don't fault him for that. As a Giants fan, yes, why to the Eagles? I would have been much more happy if he went to the Texans or anywhere else on the AFC side, or even the NFC West, or NFC Central, but any like the Eagles, come on. I mean, after Pollard went off and left the Cowboys, I'm like, oh God, they're gonna. My fear was Barkley was gonna go to the Cowboys, but reality was is going to the Eagles, and the Eagles have a better shot of winning as well too. So I'm not faulting him for that. And the fact is like my I don't want to wish ill will towards the guy, but if the guy gets injured for the next 3 years and he only plays like 7 games, I mean, maybe the Giants made the right move at that point. Because Barkley, as talented as he is, well, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to deny how talented he is, but his durability is a concern. But then again, it comes down to the offensive line and the fact that they can't protect him as much. They could have done that. Maybe he might have had less injuries. I don't know. It's hard to say. But in reality is like, let's see what happens when he's with the Eagles. If he gets injured to the point where like he's missing 5 or 6 games, I mean, the durability does come into play at that point too. So let's see what happens. But again, I'm not faulting him for leaving because the Giants did do him dirty by basically oversigning for Daniel Jones, putting the franchise tag on him. I don't think the Giants should have made that long-term commitment of guaranteed money for him, because the fact is like based on the past historical performance, based on history, he's been prone to get injured and miss a large portion of the games. In 6 years, he's missed I think 24 games. I mean, that's like pretty much 2 seasons right there, practically. So I'm not gonna fault him for going, but I will fault him if he starts attacking the alumnus. I mean, he says he's had the team's back, so I'm hoping that is the fact that he was going after Tiki. There might be some. I think there might be some bad blood because I've never known Saquon to go off on someone unless something had happened beforehand. I mean, it's possible Tiki might have gone after his girl. I mean, we know Tiki Barber is a womanizer, so it's a possibility. I don't know. I mean, wow, that's that. Sorry, that's a joke. That's a joke. Sorry. At least I'm hoping it's a joke. If it turns out to be true, let me know because I'll gladly know. Let me know in the comment section. But the reality is, I don't know. There might be some bad beef between them, bad blood, bad history, whatever it may be. I'm hoping there isn't. I'm hoping, and the other factors is like the way Saquon tweeted it out. It's possible he was trying to throw it into a tongue-in-cheek type of thing, but in reality is by writing it down versus your expression might be two different things. So I think we need to know it's good things to have. Like, I'll say this. When I first read about Tiki saying this, looking at it in the context of what I saw it in, I'm like, oh man, come on. But then when you're seeing the video, I'm like, all right, he was basically, it was just a flippant remark. He was just, tongue-in-cheek type of thing, basically, because you could tell he was like, as a Giants, I was like, et tu Saquon, why? But, to the Eagles, seriously, but, I think there's something else involved. There's something involved. It seems like there's something else involved. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a bad blood between the two, Saquon and Tiki? Is there bad history? If there is, if anyone knows, please enlighten me and anyone else in the comment section. I do read all my comments and I do respond to all when they warrant a response. Also, do you think Saquon is right for basically attacking Tiki? If let's say there was no bad history, is he still right about that? But and the other question is should Saquon be allowed to trash talk the Giants organization? More specifically, Schoen and Daboll, basically. If he does that, I could see from a perspective yes in a ways, but at the same time, no. He does have that right, but honestly, I don't think he needs to. He just needs to shut up and produce on the field for the Eagles and let his play talk for him. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. With that, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Also, please, if you like the content, like the video, like my channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you like this video, please like it. You're welcome to like it or dislike it. It's up to you. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.